Okay. And then let's hit it there. I mean, we are back. Okay,
We're back
Strongers,
again.
we're here. We're good to go.
Take two. Let's go.
Take two. Let's go. Okay. Mic
check.
Mic check.
1 2 1 2.
Okay. We are once again doing two channels.
So if we go this way, just know you're not the only streaming that's going on. There's a couple.
So you have to hold two mics. Did you know that?
I know, but yours is a lot cuter.
Okay. So this mic is for Insta, and then this mic is for YouTube. And because we're a small business, we have to do double the duty, right? We got to work both channels at the same time. So today is, what are we doing today, Mimi?
We are going to talk about the key to success in starting your own startup.
Right. So it is here. You got to do both. You got to we got to do double we're a little out of practice, right? Okay.
We used to have this done like pat, like 1 2 3, let's go. We're on it. So we just take two, but I've never done two before.
Right. It is the key to what? Startup success.
Yes, the key to startup success.
Okay,
I'm having my Oprah moment, and I'm going to interview founder and CEO Chrissy Mashinsky, Mashinsky of USAstrong.io, and her quick tips on how to succeed in the startup life, startup mode.
I love it.
All right, so do we just go right into it?
Let's go. Okay. Let's go into it.
So what made you start your own business?
You got to pass the two mics.
Oh. Passing the torch.
Okay, so what made me start my own business? I think when you are, and you don't know you're an entrepreneur yet. You never know when you're an actual entrepreneur until you start down a path and you are discovering the need for something, right? So you're starting down a path. You are trying to discover something, you can't find the answer, and you realize that you're going to have to solve a problem that hasn't been solved before. And you may not realize that you're starting a business at that moment. And all of a sudden, you're realizing that you're having a really good time solving this dilemma or this problem. And it turns into opportunity. So when discovery and something that's scarce, right, that you can't find, that you are the solve for, becomes opportunity that leads to you becoming an entrepreneur and the beginnings of a small business owner. So that's what maybe, I'm not sure it made me become a small business owner, or I don't know how to define that, but that was the beginning of it. I was solving the challenge of I could not figure out what was real and what was not on the internet. I was trying to manufacture something myself, and wanted it made locally here in New York City. Thus, we started nycstrong.com, and we became a solve for local manufacturing. So
I think it was really interesting. Earlier on the call, you had a bunch of calls today, but one in fact stood out of my mind when you were saying, and your previous roles in the fashion industry and your large expertise in retail, having all of these, when the world of trend forecasting and retail and all these imagery, it's not just about a pretty picture anymore. People want to see where things are made. They're going to have questions. And when you realize that you couldn't answer some of those questions because, we were outsourcing everything, and you go down a deep, dark hole of just the unknown, you wanted to answer and solve that, where are your products made? What are you wearing today? And where did all that come from? So I love that.
Exactly. You're right. What's the next question?
All right.
Oprah.
Okay. Number 2, how do you know if you have what it takes to start a small business? I jumped to number 3, but we can jump back to number 2 if you'd like. What do you want to do?
Okay.
All right.
No,
So how do you know if you have what it takes to start a small business? Mic pass.
Yeah. Well, I think you definitely don't know if you have what it takes. I think that the first 6 to 12 months are the true test if you're going to survive entrepreneurial life. It's grit, it's determination, and
Sleepless nights.
yes, yes. I think that there's no preparation for being an entrepreneur. I think people can probably tell you over and over again, what it takes to be an entrepreneur, but until you actually do it yourself and experience all of those different emotions that you have, the roller coaster you're on, you never know really what it feels like. But I think it's grit, determination, and once you get through the first 6 to 12 months, I'd say you're a successful entrepreneur. I think you officially can call yourself an entrepreneur, because they always say, your fear is to run out of money, which I can understand, but I think most businesses probably fail in the 6 to 12 month period because of the founder quitting or giving up and running out of steam, and they lack not the gumption, because I wouldn't critique an entrepreneur that way. I would say they probably are just tired. It's hard work, right? So you definitely have to decide that you're gonna be in it for the long haul. So past that 6 to 12 months, and if you pivot, this is a big point, because there's a big trend word out there in the entrepreneurial space, a pivot. Pivot is a positive. Pivot is not a negative. I think the first time I heard the word pivot, I was like,
I know the first time.
We got to put pivot on a shirt.
Yes, pivot, pivot, pivot.
So pivot means flexibility, right? So pivot means as you're learning the customer demand and the customer feedback, you're flexible and you're working with the customer. So pivot does not mean giving up. Pivot means you're leaning into what the customer's expectations are. So I think that, that's an important piece of being an entrepreneur, and that's the growth cycle, right? In that 6 to 12 month period that I'm chatting about.
Even in the, I learned that it takes about 12 to 18 months for you to really collect the right amount of data to be able to analyze, what's working and what's not working. You have to give yourself that time. So maybe 6 to 12 months went by in a bat of an eyelash here. So, we're really lucky that we have been evolving and pivoting our way to the top.
That's right.
All right.
But the first question was, what is the first step?
Right.
Identifying the problem you're solving, I think is always an interesting first step, right? What problem did you solve? Sharing that out. Are people responding? Is the problem you're solving something that others are interested in? Is that actually a business model?
Right. Do people care about what you're doing?
Yes. Well, if people care, that means there's a community, right? That's how you build your community. I think that's the organic traction of what we're doing here. I don't know that I knew that there was a community interested in this until I put it out there. That was the beginnings of nycstrong.com that pivoted or grew into usastrong.io. I remember receiving emails from people like you, Mimi, that said, I'm really interested in what you're doing. Can you share with me how I can get involved in your mission? And I think that that's the beginning of community, and saying, oh, you're doing something that I'm interested in. You're solving a problem because I'm interested in where my products are from, or the ingestible, like what I'm drinking, I don't know where it's coming from. Or I had a mom reach out to me out in Michigan, Rosie, who said, I have a baby and I don't know, what I'm giving the baby or what's in the baby food. I think everyone started to have that realization of, how do you verify what's happening? So that was the beginning of, people are interested in this. It's something big that we decided to take on. So
For sure. Okay, so next up, what is one thing that surprised you about startup life? I feel like we can have a laundry list, but let's do the one thing that surprised you the most.
yeah. Also, if there's any questions about how to do a startup, or you're thinking about a startup, feel free to put it into the chat. I hope someone here in the audience will let me know. So I'm sorry, what was the question?
Yes, what is the one thing that surprised you the most about having a startup? Surprise.
I would say, maybe not how easy it was. I would say it's more how receptive people were. I think I was always scared about the backlash, not backlash, but like you're putting yourself out there, right? You're
in a vulnerable way. I mean,
very
yes.
much so.
I get nervous to post a picture on Instagram. I mean, imagine launching a business for all of the USA and being able to verify that every product around you is made here. And it's just an unbelievable task. So I commend you.
I think, what was the question?
What is the one thing that surprised you?
How easily, I'm like a cat. You throw a piece of yarn and I'm like, yeah, that's what surprised me. I think how receptive, how warm people are. I think people are amazing in the startup space. Again, we go to the amount of phone calls we received this week. We've been flooded, because there was a lull there. I think people now take 4 weeks off for the holidays, which is interesting. I remember never taking off time over the holidays. Now people take 4 weeks off. So ramping it back up, all of a sudden we were flooded this past week with a lot of inbound questions about, what's the question?
We have a great question.
Yeah, audience. Tell us.
What is one lesson you have learned from running a startup?
So
good or bad?
What was the one lesson I learned from running a startup, good or bad? I think you have a lot of excitement when you're doing a startup, right? Every day, every idea you have is the best idea you've ever come up with. And you just don't understand why everyone around you doesn't agree. And, I think you have to remember that every idea you have probably is a great idea. I believe you. I completely understand. And I think people around you love you and agree with you. But there's only so much bandwidth in the day. There's only so much bandwidth you have, and you can't get burnt out. You have to remember, you have to be in it for the long haul. You've got a long road, right? And you don't want your business just to be there as a one-hit wonder. I love that word, one-hit wonder.
Me too.
I mean, you don't want to be a one-hit wonder. You want to be there for the long haul, and there are people relying on you. People want you to be successful. So I think the one lesson is not every thought in your head as the founder and CEO needs to come out of your mouth. Mimi. I love you. But you have to remember to try and stay on the mission you started, deliver, and then move on, right? And try not to burn yourself or your team out. And as you deliver those opportunities and check it off, then you can move on. Try not to tackle everything at one time.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess that's a good question.
Yeah.
For the next one, it kind of piggybacks.
Yeah.
So what setbacks can be expected when starting something on your own, starting a business?
I think the setbacks are, you're failing to live up to your own expectations. You have these amazing expectations, the shower moment where you're singing and you think you're Celine Dion on stage or you're Beyonce with the wind blowing. And then you get out of the shower and reality hits, and like you look in the mirror and you're like, oh God, that is who I am. I'm not Beyonce.
I'm just sopping wet.
I am just like a wet dog, and that is not That's not your vision. I think you have to just be kind to yourself and realize that you will have failures. You will not be everything that you thought you would be as an entrepreneur, and that is okay. Nobody is. I mean, there are startups out there that are worth $1 billion in 4 minutes, and no one can explain why. No one can tell me why. We will be worth, I'm certain, 10 times the value of that when we're ready. And it's about the opportunity will come to you when you're ready. You know, this is the greatness of where we all live here. We all have the opportunity to be successful, and when it's supposed to be right for you, it'll be right. And you know, I fail every single morning, every single day.
I fail a lot.
So don't worry, we're all in it together. Yeah.
Yes.
Question from the audience.
Question?
Yeah.
Yes. Tell us.
What is one thing you would do differently?
Oh, gosh.
What, you want to answer?
Different. Me?
Oh gosh.
I'm just stepping in as CEO. Don't mind me. One thing that.
So Mimi is head of design, product and design, has been with me for what, 10 year and a half, 12 months?
Over
2
a year
years?
and a half now.
We have no sense of
Yes,
time in
no.
startup world, by the way. We
Yes.
don't know if it's a minute or
So
2 years.
July 2020. I don't know the math on that, but it's been a bit.
Okay. So what was the
Okay.
question?
One
Thing you would
do differently. Well, I don't know if I could speak for Chrissy, but maybe on behalf of myself, one thing that I would do differently in my position
As head of design.
as head of
And
design,
product, yeah.
differently. Okay. You answered these so well, like on the spot like this. There's so many things. I would say, I don't know, can you help me?
No, what would you do differently? Thinking about product and design. I think I know. Yeah, I think.
No. But I think it's more not like the tasks or the responsibilities that I have like on a day to day. I think maybe it's how I maybe can get like too overexcited, or like I want to tackle everything like at once, or like I just have word vomit all day and just need to shut up and do what I need to do. Like it's just more self growth in this new space. I think that I came from a very, like you came from fashion, I came from fashion. This was a completely new opportunity. It was the unknown for me. And I think that just building confidence in this space and what we're building is just something that I learned to,
having confidence sooner.
Yes, I think that is.
Yeah, you have to have confidence sooner in your idea and in your vision, right? Because what you as an entrepreneur are doing, you have to assume. You have to assume is great, because
and you have to have the confidence for that.
If you don't, it's a waste of time. Don't waste your time building your idea just to have someone else that has more confidence come and steal your idea. That's
so
a waste
good.
of time, you know? So Mimi looks back and says some stuff, and it's like, wait, that I did that. Well, you know what? Too bad. That person had more confidence. And so they win. You have to believe in what you're doing, go out there and own it. And
I love that.
Otherwise, hit the road, Jack.
Yes, and it's a dog-eat-dog world out there, so you gotta buck up. And I feel like you've taught me the most about myself in this past year and a half of confidence, growth, like self-reflection, just, being in a place that I never thought I would be at right now. So,
when I think about my daughter, Mackenzie, she designed this label, Ken's Curve, on the site. And the idea was to design clothing for young women who, weren't a size 0, weren't a double XX small. And you know what? It became one of our best-selling items, right?
Yeah,
the Ken's Curve.
Fuchsia turtleneck.
In fuchsia.
Yep.
Now, she should have owned that. She should have
took it and ran,
right? This is a brand that we put on the site that's USA made, that is a beautiful, this color fuchsia became a trend with Balenciaga
Yeah.
Mackenzie nailed that color way before it was a trend.
Let's take a look at the
Hello.
site. Hello.
Identifying that women were not going to be interested in looking like a 00, right? Women were going to want to express themselves, whatever size they were. And she really pushed us in 2020,
yeah,
to make products that were, not just for slim women. And this product did very, very well. And you know what? She should have owned it. She's got to work on confidence. So that's a great question.
Yeah.
What's next, guys?
Okay.
Yeah, from the audience.
From the audience.
Yeah.
This is a question that says, there's a stronger community.
Yeah.
And getting to know your stronger community, what's, I guess, one thing that you've learned getting to know them?
So what have I learned from the stronger community?
I like we learn from them every single day.
Yeah, but what specifically have I learned from the stronger community? Gosh,
they're very vocal in what
very
they want.
Vocal.
Yes, very vocal.
Very demanding.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the stronger community, definitely what I learned today is that they respond more to humans than just random products being posted. They want to see transparency all the way through to me. Again, confidence. So, we kind of got away from that. We didn't think that always showcasing ourselves or speaking like this was important, which was a mistake. We're definitely, making sure today is what day?
Thankful Thursday.
Going back to Thankful Thursday and saying thank you to our community. Thank you to the Strongers. The Strongers have been, I think, really disappointed in the fact that we have not been speaking to them on every channel, right? We have been a little too heavy maybe in one channel versus another. So, we're trying to make sure that we're on every single channel, speaking to every single Stronger.
Yeah.
So she or he wants us to be everywhere at all times. And not just product heavy,
I agree.
human heavy.
Yeah. And
right?
Things that we're talking about right now. I mean, it could be about, the success of starting your own business. It could be about, things going on in your own local communities, the problems that you are facing, NFTs. I mean, just across the board. I think we did a great job last night on Twitter Spaces, which is another channel where we have a great community. And we discuss a lot of topics. And I think you do a great job of illustrating things that people might not be up to speed with. I mean, talking about digital versus IRL and, kind of educating and going on this journey together of learning, they kind of have been growing with us since the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. So I see some of the questions are, what are the goals, for, what are the 3 goals this month for your startup? Well, I don't know that we can still call ourselves a startup. I think, I would like to say we're a startup. I always say to my husband too, you're still a startup. But I don't really know the definition of what constitutes a startup and how long you can call yourself a startup, right? We have how many employees now? 31?
32.
32.
Yeah.
I think in my head, I'm always going to call us a startup. I think in my head, I'm always going to tell my husband he's still a startup. Doesn't matter the valuation. It's a mentality. It's a mentality of always ensuring that you are connected to your community somehow. That's a startup, right? You don't want to become a mass corporation.
Right.
So the 3 goals?
3 goals. That's a lot of goals.
3? I'm trying to find Erin Mitchell's question. 3 goals this month. 1, stay very connected with our community and make sure the Strongers feel they are connected. So we have to be graded on that. I think a grading system would be good. Yeah. I think if you can grade us by, February 14th, love day. A, B, or C. I'm not going to put D because that's just depressing.
No,
We'll do A, B, or
ABC.
C.
Yep.
If you can grade us, we'll send out a report card. I think giving us a report card back is going to be helpful, to tell us how we're doing. So maybe that's on a quarter, maybe that's in February. We'll see how that goes, and we'll give you topics, right? So a goal is to make sure that we stay connected with you and letting you tell us how we're doing with that.
Yep.
I think the next goal would to be doing a better job onboarding USA made brands. I think we kind of stalled out there. We're at 300 gross in brands. We should be at 600. So we're not quite where we should be at finding those local vendors, or we're not doing a great job of communicating with you.
I agree.
Right? So I spoke to Kim today. Kim is in Indianapolis, and it turns out we have no stores in Indianapolis. And Kim started Microwave Magic. Okay. This is an unbelievable story. This is a woman who bakes, really. I mean, she makes cookies and cupcakes. I think it's cookies, but Microwave Magic is something that she created for you as a mom to really move faster, right? So you can put this item that she created into your microwave, and you can make anything you need fast in your microwave. And she makes it locally, and you can put the hamburgers, your hot dogs, bacon, whatever you need as a mom to move faster. You kind of throw it into the microwave.
So it's not the actual microwave. It's something that you put into the microwave.
It's Microwave Magic. So it brings magic into
the microwave. Love it.
Right. It's an item that helps you just kind of cook faster. Which, I can relate to because me, I'm not great in the kitchen.
Do you have a bowl of buttered noodles? Like, we are good to go.
But, we have not onboarded her. She called me. She left me a message. I wasn't able to call her back. I'm not great with the phone. I think people think I'm very social. I'm actually not.
You're pretty social.
I could do better. So anyway, great conversation. But we had to do a better job connecting with you, the community, and onboarding USA Made, right? Locally made, USA Made, whatever you decide you want to call yourself. So that would be goal 2.
I think that's a great goal.
We have to get to 600 vendors on the site, and we should have 100,000 products on the site. So goal 3 is
the product.
So any other questions?
Let's see. I mean, I can go. This is fun. I feel like we should do this more often.
It's Thankful Thursday.
It is, after all. What about, I know we covered this on Twitter Spaces last night, but kind of just doing a quick run through on how to sell on USA Strong, like how to get verified if you want to be a seller.
A great question.
Okay.
And I'm excited about that because it's right behind me. So if someone wants to manage the screen while I'm talking,
I can do is it Vanda from?
Vanna.
Not
Vanna White.
Can do a little moment of presenting.
Okay. So it's hard to see on Instagram, but basically if you go to usastrong.io,
I'm going to just pivot.
You go to get verified, right? So whether it's at the top of the screen or it's, you can go right behind me. Get verified. It's at the top, Mimi, all the way over. Yeah.
Do you want me to just come around?
Yeah, go show.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this. There. Yes. All right. So we are over here. Can you just go back to the homepage really quick?
So if you're a vendor and you want to be on the site, it's the top and it's all the way over there.
And it says get verified.
All the way to the right. It says get verified. Okay.
Just click on that.
And if you're on YouTube, there you go, Mimi.
Yeah. Thank you.
And you can take that one. And if you're on YouTube and you go to usastrong.io, at the top of the page, it says get verified. And I think we have a couple places that says that. So that's how you join the site. And then I think there was a topic, I see the mic. There's a conversation about, how do you sell your products on USA Strong IO? Well, because we're paying back the community so much, it's important for you to get a bit.ly from Ashley at usastrong.io. We provide you the bit.ly. You put it on your Instagram, your Facebook, any channel you want, right? Because we don't charge you to market, right? So you should be selling as much as you possibly can on our channel. That is the most important thing, right? So to get back 90%, on every retail sale. You're gonna have to put that back in the. I
In the
want to teach
stand.
math for a second.
Yeah,
we're gonna have a math class.
We're pivoting to math, so this is great.
Okay, so wholesale versus retail. You definitely
yes.
need to understand math and the beauty of what we're doing, right? Because I come from wholesale. So I understand the difference between you selling to a retailer and you managing your own, platform, right? So the difference is when you're selling to a vendor, you're making half the amount, right?
Mhm.
So you want to definitely be a vertical retailer. Okay. You want to put your stuff on a site that doesn't charge you for every single item you put up. You definitely don't want to pay marketing fees. And you definitely don't want to pay someone 50% to be on their site. So you want to make the most you can out of the retail price. You want to manage your own inventory. You don't want to get a return. You don't want a retailer saying, you didn't meet your sell through and I'm going to send it back to you. All of those things have zero upside for the future, right? That will not
It's not going to cut it anymore.
Not going to cut it anymore. So my suggestion is to understand fully what we do, what we're offering to you. Get verified, come on the site, and let us help you sell. Okay. Any other questions from Instagram or from YouTube? I'm just seeing what would you do differently. We already did that. Yes, tell me.
Yeah. What should I buy from you versus another platform that sells that they say is USA made?
What should I buy? Oh, I love that question. So wine. Okay. We're one of the very few platforms that ship wine to most states. So it's very unique, right? We now have shoes, which I'm so excited about. It's an amazing vendor. I think it's Vermont that they're from. Is that right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Queen City Dry Goods. They make all of their leather goods
City Dry Goods
by an amazing craftsman. I created his storefront, and his leather, they're called house shoes, but they could be worn inside or outside. He has amazing bags. He has bandanas.
Yeah, it's on the screen.
Yeah, on the screen. And it's free ship. You know that it's made here. And he has a bunch of different
Vermont.
And supporting Vermont. And a bunch of different dyes, like a bunch of different
Nothing's better than supporting Vermont.
Leather. Yeah. Love it.
What else? I would say probably some of the fun things that we've onboarded recently would be the sparkling water from Georgia.
I loved that, uploading that brand. I was like, I think I ended up spending like 3 days on it because I was just obsessed. Like their imagery, their story,
I love it.
Everything. Just perfect.
So, yeah, you had a question?
I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
We love questions.
What do you say to those who say they don't care about made local or made in USA?
So the question is, what do we say to people that say they don't care about shopping local or shopping USA made? I can't imagine that people don't really want to shop local or support local. So shop local, you can see the map behind us. And as you zoom in, it kind of shows you how many people are manufacturing locally by you. It takes you even closer into the street level. So I can't imagine people not being excited to do that. Here you go.
I think that there's a difference. I think it's I think as a nation, we are very just like on the go. Like we just want to get it. We want to get in and out. We want it at our door 3 seconds after we order our products. And I think it's really just about having the accessibility. Maybe people just don't want to spend the extra time, or they don't know. And maybe if they did have an option like USA Strong, where, it is free shipping, you do have your products delivered in 3 days.
And we don't charge Prime.
And we don't charge Prime prices. And just like having all of your needs at your fingertips, just like you would at the touch of a button on an Etsy app or an Amazon app, we have the same thing. So I think it's really just a matter of, you just need it in front of you. And I'm sure if you were to have an Amazon or us next to you in the same products, and that 90% is going back to the person who made it versus Jeff Bezos' pocket, I think you'd choose us.
I think he's living a pretty good life. Okay, next question. Anything before we dive into the product you've got all sitting next to
I
you?
know.
Let's dive into the
All right,
grab
let's
bag.
do it.
Here we go.
Okay.
Product.
Our favorite portion.
Let's just grab it. So we
Okay.
have a vendor that I want to call out, which is Union Food. Where is Union?
I ate the other bag that's
We
not
ate
presented.
literally between myself, Mimi,
Steph loves these too.
and our family. We already ate most of it, but so this is about community, right? So this is a family that my daughter went to school with, my son went to school with, and we were at a dinner. My very good friend, Liz, her son is best friends with my son, and this is a community. This is a community, and they make local. And while we were at dinner, she said, I'm manufacturing things locally now. And would you mind taking a look at it? Would love to be on your site. And I have to tell you, she sent me the box. And all we did was dive in and eat everything like crazy, right? So these are the pepperoni crisps from Union. We ate all of them. Okay. I think there's like 2 left, but Union, we love you. We love what you're doing.
So these are perfect for your charcuterie board.
Charcuterie.
If you are having a Super Bowl party, these would be amazing. They come in variety packs, and they come
When
in.
is football? We have football.
Wait, when Super Bowl's at the end
Super
of
Bowl.
this month, right? Yeah, so it's like
Okay.
literally upon us. So these would be great, and they come in multiples. So if you want to really spice up that charcuterie board, this will make it a 10.
Yeah. So there's
All
different
right.
flavors. Unite and ignite. So this is something that they talk about. Unite and ignite. They manufacture local. They talk about sustainability. So we are really excited to have them on the site, and I'm very grateful for it.
What's
So
up next?
grab bag. Let's grab my little grab bag over there. Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
Let's see what's in here.
Okay. So elderberry, Trisha's always a love. We know. Mantra makeup.
I have it on right now.
Okay. She has it on. She puts it on all day, all night. I want Gleeful Peacock.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. We know.
Oh, I
how
actually
hard
have it
you
on.
work. Yes. What state? She has a state.
Of course, it's New York. It's a little bangle, and each
Yeah.
one of them comes with its own state charm. They are on the site. I think it's $14, and it's literally handcrafted.
Unbelievable. And
They're so cute.
recycled.
And
it's from
recycled.
recycled products.
And
Okay.
the necklaces match.
And they support women causes, which I really love and appreciate. This is a note. I love just finding this stuff. Okay. Dear Chrissy, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the new piece that we added from Goldfine. Please visit me again soon. We love usastrong.io. XOXO Sarah Goldfine. We love you, Goldfine.
We love Goldfine.
Okay. Now, what is
Ooh.
this cute little patch? So this is a new store that we're working with for patches.
Called the Untrend Shop right here in New York.
So does anyone remember NASA patch?
I mean, that was an iconic moment. So if you don't, you have to go back into your YouTube history and
I don't
watch a
even
video.
remember what month that was when we
I
did
think
that.
it was like this time last year, really.
Unbelievable. Yes.
So these are custom patches that a talented gal in New York, Allie, created
Brooklyn?
for us. I think she's in Brooklyn, right? Yeah. So she does a lot of custom like chain stitch work and embroidery. She does a whole bunch of, denim and Levi's. So we are expected to get some vintage Levi's jackets and denim pants.
Vintage Levi's USA made.
Of course.
That we will NFT.
And maybe put some patches on.
Okay. I love it.
All right.
Moving right on. Let's see here. Detroiterant.
Oh,
yes. I mean, this is an A+ account. I think we do double grades. Okay. You grade us, we grade you. So A+. Detroiterant, you are A+. Not only do you worry about sustainability, not only Are you manufacturing deodorant? I remember talking to my mom about this. She was very sensitive about deodorant and thinking that it causes cancer. Maybe
With
it
the
does.
aluminum, they are
Maybe it doesn't.
aluminum-free.
I know you focus on this, but then you go and purchase from other vendors on the site. That's a flywheel. That's a community.
Right.
That's how you support local. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Oh, and
So you're A+.
All American maker espresso. This is a
New
new
brand.
one. New brand alert.
New brand alert.
We just got them on the site. They are.
I'm gonna show over here.
Yes, of course.
Espresso.
So he does. He started with just candles on his site, and grew into an entrepreneurial type of podcast where he talks about manufacturing in the U.S., local businesses, supporting his community. Does a bunch of leather work, signage, candles, wood, like wood's craftsmanship with coasters and clipboards and all the things. It's all on our site. So be sure to check that out. Great gifts for men because a lot of them are like cologne, like have a cologne hint to them.
Women can wear cologne. I
Of
had a
course.
girl, this girl, Stacy.
Yeah.
Actually, she's from Michigan. Her boyfriend dumped her.
Oh,
And you know what she did? Because she was so obsessed with him, she took his cologne. She went and bought the cologne and she slept in it for like a week. So you could just.
In high school, I only wore men's cologne, and I'm not kidding.
Moving on.
Okay,
Moving
moving
on.
on.
D's in the D, always. A+,
Yep.
we love you. Laura's elderberry,
Elderberries.
which I believe my dad
I have it in my fridge right now.
Yeah.
I take it every morning.
He swears by it.
A little boost of that elderberry
Syrups,
immunity.
gummies.
Yep.
Kits, right?
Yes, I have the syrup. Just take a little swig of it in the morning, and I'm
Swig.
good to go.
I don't know what this is. This looks like a
A
check.
check. You
Okay,
should
this
probably
is a
put that
blank
somewhere.
check.
You should probably put that
Okay,
somewhere
we're gonna
safe.
put that someplace
Yep.
safe. All right, and moving right on, this looks like a letterpress. This is the Great Lakes, right? Wow, Paperwork Studio.
Wait.
I love
wait
these
a
discoveries.
second.
I don't think they're on the site yet.
No,
See what
but-
I mean? Discovery in the grab bag box. Wow.
And you can tell it's letterpress.
We're gonna reach out to you.
I guess that's my project after this live.
We missed you, and it smells delish. I don't know what
it.
you did here, but we love it. It's stunning. Okay, so moving on, we've got Beauty by Clean Beauty by Joy. Okay, that I've been using all day.
You do. You do.
For real, for reals. Okay, what else?
We
Uni.
have to talk about Uni.
Okay, let's
Okay,
talk about Uni.
This is a new one, and we love it.
It's a great one. Yeah,
It is a
fabulous,
fabulous.
Mike. So let's talk about. I know
I already have
something's
the
great.
Dry shampoo.
I know something's great when my daughter goes through our samples and she tries to steal it and put it in her bag to take back to college. Okay. All three of these were in her bag. We were missing things. Let's be real. Let's be real. What happened?
Trying to do a live, and
Trying to do a live.
we scoured every inch of this space.
Scoured every
And
inch.
She went back to school, and Chrissy was like, just checking Mackenzie's room real quick. Like, maybe it's there. All
The good stuff
of the good stuff, which is, it's all of it, but
was
Uni
in her
was
bag.
in her bag,
And
ready to go.
some more there. Organics, right there.
Yep. Oyen Organics.
Or in organics.
I mean, if it
okay?
makes the Mackenzie cut, you know it's A+.
I love it. I love it. Okay.
And the Portland syrups, the spicy
Yeah.
ginger. I just actually refreshed their entire storefront Portland syrups. So
nice.
every single flavor is now up on the site. There's variety packs, and I have the rose cordial syrup that I use in my champagne every Saturday and Sunday morning when I have a little brunch. So that's a good one.
All right.
All right.
Well, listen, it's been great. We love you. We've been live, I think,
For the longest we've ever been live.
time, 43 minutes.
I
Okay,
love it.
usually, yeah. One more question.
All right.
Tell us from the audience. Yes.
When can our strongest view us next?
Okay. Yes. Well, so
Okay.
today was Thankful Thursday. So today is about thanking our community, thanking all of our states, our 31 employees, community members, right? So we do Wednesday is Twitter Spaces at 8 p.m.
8
right?
p.m. on USA Strong IO.
Yeah, which is a little bit more tech NFT right?
We provide
Focus.
something for everyone.
We
Just
do.
pick the night that you
Okay.
want, pick the channel, and we'll give
Thursday,
you what you want.
we do double duty. We've
Mhm.
got
We double down.
Instagram Live.
Yeah, we try to
And
do,
YouTube. We're doing double duty.
and we've
here for
explored
Thankful Thursday.
Facebook.
We
a lot.
started Facebook again.
Yep.
And then
running.
tomorrow is
Local Friday.
the Queen of the Deck Local Friday, which is
Mhm.
what put us on the map and what Inc. magazine recognized us for. And so we will be back up for that. I have hair and makeup at 6 a.m. with
Glam.
Jerome and Deanna.
Love
I will
them.
be sure to share. We are doing, I think,
Fox Eye.
we're doing Fox Eye
Mhm.
Ode do 40s, 50s, I think is what Jerome and
The
Deanna
inspo.
are looking at. So I will film that and we will see you tomorrow. What time is it?
10. We do 10.
We do 10 a.m. on Local Friday?
I mean, that's what historically we've done. We've kind
Wow.
of slid off the Richter a little bit, but we're going to go back.
It's very early. LA and California, which is
Okay.
our second most popular state, I think is not up at that time,
Okay.
which is why we moved
1?
it. 11.
Okay.
I don't even know if California's up at 11. You're
No.
making them sweat.
That's
out
8.
there.
That's 8 a.m. there.
No, they're not waking up at 8 a.m.
No. Let's do 1.
We'll post it.
No, that's Alex. Okay, so we will do 11 a.m. Local Friday from usastrong.io
Mhm.
on Insta. We will do Facebook, okay, and we will do YouTube. So it'll be Local Friday on Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern. Okay, we love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. What a great turnout today,
This
guys.
is great. Yay!
So we reviewed. I just want to say this one last time.
Yep.
Okay, we reviewed. I just want to say it properly. Okay,
Yes.
the key to startup success. Oh, YouTube cut us off. It's cool.
I guess
Don't
we were
worry.
past our time
fine.
limit.
But the key to startup success, right? Passion, solve a problem,
Grit.
grit, determination, and community. Love you.
Perfect.
Bye, everyone.